Hello, Warriors. Well, it's Tuesday, and that means Mike and I are on with you guys today to collaborate and share ideas with you. Mike, how you doing today, buddy?
If I was doing any better, coach, I'd have to then announce a stock split.
Great one. We a real breakthrough happened in the main room for me anyway. And Job has been around for a while. I hope he's listening or watching.
Yeah.
But last week he showed a wave count, and that's all of what community is all about. It's really about a mastermind of different techniques and competent traders coming together. And then when their stuff begins to have confluence with what you're thinking, it actually gives you more conviction on the trade. So last week, Joba was talking about he turned bullish before the rally on Friday.
Good trader, Joba.
Yeah, said it would go to 39.50. Bingo. Right there at the 50% retrace level. Came off hard yesterday. And then he's looking for one flush under 3,600 would clean out all the bulls, but not make a new low. Okay, wouldn't make a new low. We're not talking about 34 and a half here, that maybe we trade down to 36. And the way it looks to me now, Mike, is an important area for this rally to be real is either, give me another high and it would look good for rally to over 4,000, but take out 38.50 on a close. And I think there's at least one sell stop here under these lows. Don't you think that anyone who's long has their stop under these lows, Mike?
Well, I would.
I mean, long indexes.
Yeah. No, I'm leaning to the short side now, coach. I'm not going to lie.
Well, it could still be good. I guess everything's going to ride on the CPI. I'm not sure what day it's on.
Thursday.
Tomorrow. Okay, Thursday.
Well, the bottom line is the CPI is going to move. Powell spoke today at 9 a.m. The less obviously at this point, it seems like less is better. He said a couple of things. The market, reacted to a degree, washed out everybody. Now the market is trending to a degree. But the bottom line with me, coach, is that it just happens to be that my greatest acumen is a stock picker is shorter, better. And this is more evident than ever because it seems like every week there's something to dodge. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So if you're wrong that day,
yeah.
And it's a lot of these moves are either when we say binary, it's an overused term. I get it, but binary may even be between 3 to 5 trading days within one of these numbers or speeches. And by the way, 5 trading days, if you're on the wrong side of a binary move and it keeps leaking down, those losses could exacerbate 2-3 times as much as if you held that winner. So that's where there's a lot of proverbial slippage, if you will. So I don't mean to pontificate too much, but you know what? Between these ranges of UC of the SPX, it's I'm just trading between those ranges until one of them go off sides.
Right. Okay. And I don't know what he said, Mike, but the bonds don't like it. They're down sharply here. I'm looking for a new low in bonds. Everyone is also, bullish, looking for lower rates. And the 10-year held a very important level here at 350. Under 340, I'll go with yields are going to 3% or lower. But there's still a chance when you look at the daily, even if we don't make new highs, that we could rally above this high and go to 4%. And I don't think the market's going to like it. I think the dollar will like it. And that's really all the macro I really wanted to cover. If gold makes another new high, it's not going to confirm. And look how weak silver is compared to gold. They look like two different charts, don't they? So
yes, and that's that's symbolic of what's going on. Two things that normally shouldn't even be that spread of a pair go hand. Usually go hand. It's what's going on in the market right now. It's just
bifurcation.
It is. Go back to the 10-year again, coach, please.
Sure. There you go.
Okay, so if that gets up to 4, as we were looking before, we're still in a range.
Yeah, it's a range.
So I'll trade that top of the range accordingly, predicated upon rotation. But still, that's a nice move. Still in the range. So
Yeah.
that's how I'm handling it.
Yeah, and that's the S&P's at 3,600 still in the range, but you
That's-
would get a lot of bargains down there. I think there'd be a little mini panic on that. I want to get to something that when you first started doing these trades in China stocks, I go, wow, I'll tell you that Mike, he's really has no fear. And look at this move. I mean, we're still rocking. I was going to ask you, where do you take profits on China?
I took some today. I
Okay.
took a little yesterday too before the close.
Okay.
The majority being Baba, NetEase, Baidu, PDD. I do not have. I just forementioned the best of breeds, if you will, the one that are moving. Now the question is this. Okay, I was in the trade, and if you want to go back to why I was in the trade, please go back to TradeGATEHub in the Red YouTube channel. You can look at our past.
It was down. It was in this range.
Well,
I don't
Coach,
think you.
it was a combination of why we bought the market. I believe it was back in April. It was a combination of everybody being off
October.
sides. October, I
Yeah.
apologize. It
Yeah.
was a combination of, it was the same reason why. This trade just happened to continue more than the S&P did back in October because there's more obviously geopolitical news. And still, I mean, maybe things started making sense. They were under-owned. Now, the question is, why did I take some off? There's a reason. There's got to be a reason why. Do I want to take some profits because I'm down on other longs? Do I want to buy some more in a dip? I just took it because I thought that it was just testing the double RSI. A lot of the other ones are getting tired to a degree. I'm not out of the position completely. It's a more of a cycle trade for me. You know what I mean? Go to the week.
Yeah.
So I took some off here, yes, because
All
why?
right.
I don't see even the RSI goes that kind of triple top to a degree on the bottom. It doesn't mean it's going back all the way up. That's the EM. Doesn't mean
Okay.
it's all the way going back lower, but I
Yeah, I mean that Baba's a complete moonshot. I think from here you either have to be naive or greedy to hold it. But this is obviously the leadership. The reason I pulled up EEM is I think there's a theme going on for this year, and I think maybe part of it has to do with the dollar, and that's overperformance of emerging markets and European markets and China compared to the U.S. We're overperforming outside of the U.S. in major stock markets. I think that's a theme established late last year in China and confirmed early this year in EEM right here. So you have to broaden your universe. Do you do much with ETFs or individual stocks outside the US, Mike?
If I were to do obviously I do the ADRs and best of breed. I leave that up to the professionals. Certainly I have my hands filled in the US market, so I'm not going to try to be, I respect the game and the game is greater than me, so I'm not going to be egregious or have my ego blow up and start doing, but I do a handful of them when it's warranted. But you know what? I just want to make a perfect point about the EEN, about your point about emerging markets or overseas. We leave that to the professionals. Obviously, that's a little bit more in your area, Coach, because that's more macro. But that it just even makes me a point, or what we always make is that there's always a financial instrument to trade with a high level opinion that we have at TradeView Markets. You go on our site and you look at all the instruments we trade. So if it's not equities, if it's not Forex, the EM, or I mean, what I'm saying is we have a good opinion. You know what? There were a lot of calls going off in the EM,
Yeah.
the last couple of weeks. So I didn't split the atom here. So that's the information that we try to bring you. That's all.
I tell you, the call sweeps that you watch really are an edge. I've really begun to notice that. I know a lot of option traders always kind of use options for predictions or biases in the market by the size, and you also point out what gave you conviction, and you rode the golds a whole long way to the upside, much longer than I did, and it was because you saw sweeps in the options that were going out to April.
They were, and even
in December.
And they were big, Coach. And you know what? They weren't. Listen, what we tried to do is teach you how to read the option flow. A guy that buys, $2 million worth of Apple calls going out in 2 days doesn't do a lot to me. Maybe the guy's hedging a short, but these guys, and a lot of them, the first one was WPM, the old silver wheat and the TradeGATEHub.
Oh, yeah, yes. Yes.
AEM was first, WPM, GOLD, the symbol. So
Right.
you know what? When they go out that far and they make a little bit move up, that's somebody backing the bet up. That's not just somebody throwing a Hail Mary pass. That's a
Okay.
stock that moved up. It absorbed the price action. Somebody says, I'm going to go in even more and back it up long term. And that shows a lot to me. The options guys go more than nothing attracts a crowd like a crowd. They were going in there that way, and that's maybe why they move.
Are we looking at Microsoft possibly being a repeat of Apple? I know we're bouncing from 220, but we're gapping down. We're barely above these lows at
The
210
third coach, it was the third day up, if you will, on the gap up when it rallied to the, how
today.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I believe it was the first one to be positive fact. And then it rallied the third day up. I don't know if it's a complete fade. Oh, the SPX thing. I don't know if it's going to work or the complete fade, but you know what I mean? The trade's kind
There
of
are
over.
better things to own than
Exactly. You put
Microsoft.
the words in my mouth. The trade is over to a degree. It's more of a barometer or a gauge. Just as the whole market is range bound, Microsoft is the same way. And I'm going to approach Microsoft the same way I'm approaching the market.
And Apple tried to close over 130. I think it did by 10 cents. And here we are back under this breakdown level again, back under 130. It's going to take a Friday close to arrest the decline. I think if we do go to that 3,600 level, one more swoosh and
120.
S&Ps, yeah, we'll be looking at 115.
Right,
Apple.
right. But you know what? I wasn't looking. Well, I go for
Okay.
whole numbers probably.
All
Yeah.
right. I want to go to your universe now. Enough. I want to talk to someone who knows what they're talking about. So I'm going to pass you the screen.
Hold on, let me see if my universe is still floating here. Let me see what my
And thanks everyone for, listening to my dribble day after day. I hope, it's helping you.
I don't know if it's called dribble. It's a high level opinion coach.
High level dribble, Mike.
High level dribble.
And then up for the slam dunk.
I was an assist guy. I was,
Your point. Yeah, you worked the point.
I was, you know what I mean? I was all of a sudden. Anyway. All right. So you want to share a change screen?
Yeah, go ahead.
Did I change? Okay. Share screen. Here we are. TradeGATEHub. Let's sign in. This is how I sign in, just the same as everybody else. I don't want to listen. I want to get into more specific trades because we're getting a lot more viewers here. And what I pointed to go once again, I signed in the same as everybody else, is that we're getting more users. And besides the greatest thing that TradeGATEHub offers is it being free. And the second one is you can hold us all responsible, accountable for what we do. So that red button is a red YouTube button. And you can look at all our videos going back and all our guests, which are getting better and better. We already have another 200, what is that, 200 or some subscribers since last week or something. So you can see we have over 2,200 subscribers. Even if a tenth of them are on right now, I want to kind of take the training wheels, get into some specific trades.
Okay.
Yeah, hold on. So if you want to go back and look at Monday, which is yesterday, the most amount of data that I put out, it's even the most relevant because it kind of trickles out during the week being dynamic. It's just not a day by day hardcore process splitting the day. It's dynamic and it's rolling.
You know what separates our videos, Mike? It's not just trade calls.
What's that?
But we're also teaching and mentoring during these streams because we're not just saying, sell this, buy this. We're giving you the reasons so you begin to see what we're seeing that compels us to take risks.
I'll put on live. I'll show my screen, put all the live trades as I speak. I know there's
but there's a teaching aspect to it. It's not just like what they call those sheets at the track, Mike. Where you just have the pins.
A
tip sheet. Yeah, a tip sheet. Okay.
I tried selling them in high school. Didn't go that well. Believe me. I'll get back to
your teachers subscribe?
No, there wasn't.
They took hits.
We were basically taking picks for other people and selling it for cheaper before they came out. Got to make a move.
You were born for the markets.
Okay, well, maybe I was born for looking where there's opportunity or edge, and that's what we're going to look at right now. All right, TradeGATEHub, here we go. So go back, great call in the CPCG. Everybody's starting to really post not only a lot of information or it's relevant information. Everybody's starting to form a good plan. Gerard, Joba, everybody. Always upgrades and downgrades, an economic calendar we give you. Stocks crossing the 200-day, 20-day, 50-day. Those are all Those are all moving averages on my screen, and I'm not alone. You see right here. Some people like doing the 10-day, the 20-day, 9-day, 21-day. I do 8 and 21-day. It's close enough for lack of a better term. Okay, SPX on a weekly. Coach not only just gave you verbally what he thought about it, he thinks about where we're going right here. If we do break that range, a couple of stocks to keep your eye on. And then I gave a bunch of active trades throughout the morning as usual. Okay, so let me go to my screen here and just get into some active things. Okay, here we go. All right. Amazon holding okay. All right, so Amazon. All right, there's the Amazon looks a little better than Microsoft. All right, so Amazon went to 81 to 89.
It does
It does what?
look better.
It does look better. So, it's got a gap there. I get it. Does everybody think they missed it? And I don't think people are brokers or people are calling their brokers saying, why didn't you get me in the 80? I told you so. So, it's not one of those things yet.
But glaring divergence, almost a falling wedge. Yeah, that makes me almost a little more bullish of market, but that looks like that's ready to waterfall. Niagara Falls and Microsoft.
Yeah, you have certain stocks. I mean, this is the chart. Baba had a move right before it came on the screen. Naturally, I sold it. I believe I sold it. I sold some of it. 112. All right, big
On the
deal.
gap up.
Well,
Yeah.
it went up again, and then it broke the gap, and then I thought it
Yeah.
was going to do one of these things. So whatever, what I mean? I'm still in it. I got a nice percentage of the position. I'm not going to lie. What else? This is my screen. Are UAL Airlines is still going? United Airlines. That even look at that move.
That looks good.
36 to 44. Still, a stock like that in the old days, if you will, I would try to short just because that move up. Now it's digesting a very nice move. Not even really looking into overbought territory yet. Let me go to trend line. Here's the trend line on UAL. You could go longer if you want. That's fine. There it is there. So a lot of these stocks, macro stocks, FCX in a completely different sector.
Unbelievable.
Is holding those type of gains. A 3-day move on Freeport McMoran. I'm telling you, I don't know how long anybody's been around here to go from 38 to 44.
I was certainly wrong on copper.
There's always.
I admit it.
No,
so yeah. So anyway, the tremendous move. I wouldn't chase a move like that, would you?
No, but I don't even think I would short it just because.
No, I wouldn't short it, but I can't initiate new money into copper up here. I think you got to wait for some type of setback, don't you think?
Absolutely. Yes, the answer is yes. But see, some stocks some stocks shouldn't be mixed. Let me make sure I'm on the right screen.
Oh, so this is coin trying to come out of here? Is that what
you're matter of fact, well, Snowflake was up the strongest stock on the board yesterday. But here it's coming to resistance, making a move from 120 to 137.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not saying it doesn't go up anymore, but the move now it's more of now it's a barometer for me. The trade's over, but I know it's a best of breed, if you will. I know it's heavily owned. It's off the bottom, never made new lows, blah, blah, blah. So now it's a barometer for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it should be because it's Amazon, Roku.
Yeah, it's been holding since May. That's interesting.
How about on Netflix? They shook us out, Coach.
Yeah.
First holds of the year. Now it looks more bullish than ever.
Yeah.
So Netflix holding a good sign for the NASDAQ.
NASDAQ chart pattern actually is a little more constructive than S&P's right now.
It is. AHR.
What's this one?
AEHR. There's my short there today. 27.85. I was a wise guy. Why did I short AHR? Because I'm trying to play a move, and believe me, I'm not trying to. From 17 to 27, it made it 10. What is that, Coach? 40-50% move? 17?
Yeah, in a week.
It's a 40% move. I don't think it's going to go back, but the stock did go down on bad news, and it went up on good news. So I'm short a little of it. I'm down a half a point or something. I'm not going to. It's a trade for me. You know what I mean?
Okay,
Hinge is acting well, up $1, yet Shopify's down. Tesla's down $3, yet Meta's up 4, and Microsoft's up 2. So. You know what I mean? Roblox was strong.
I mean, it's never been more important to be a stock picker in my lifetime, and that's a long time.
It is too, and me too.
It's a very long time. Yeah. All right.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got somebody. So
okay.
You know what? This is what I do now. So Gurn, another one. They told me to buy this yesterday. I laughed at him. There's Gurn. Look at the move this had.
Wow.
A big move up.
Was it a biotech?
Well, yeah, it is. It's biotech. Had a big
Oh,
move
it's,
up, then it reversed from 380 to 235. You know what I mean? I thought the
yeah,
move was over. Somebody told me to buy it yesterday, but I'm like, you know what? I wouldn't hold on. I wouldn't have bought it yesterday because I'm not buying $4 stocks below $4. But somebody did
yeah.
tell me to buy it. Good call. I have good info. It just hit up Gurn breaking high if you're gonna do. So what are you gonna do? So this is what I'm gonna do now. It's what 11:23 a.m. I'm going to go right here. I'm going to go back to TradeGATEHub. I'm going to answer all and every question, and I go to my option screen, and I look at Baba Bullish. Okay.
Still.
Well, what are they doing?
What's that anti-VIX update?
Anti-VIX means as it gets higher, whenever we're in the red, it's a sell signal.
I
Anti-VIX,
got it.
yeah. Whenever it's in the red. So right now we're into stock picking in the morning.
Yeah.
The moves have been made. So
Okay.
Baba March spreads they're going into Netflix. Somebody's pressing more January call. Somebody's just probably trying to squeeze shorts. January call doesn't. So they're doing all Netflix, but short-term call.
How about rig? It's saying bearish flows in rig.
See the Baba? See, look at
Yeah.
Baba. Every time it gets to be an 8, and then eight.
That's a Tom DeMark system.
That's correct. So it's what am I getting? So I
Not
left
cheap.
a couple of dollars on the table, but it's above the Bollinger.
Yeah.
Every time it gets to be a 9,
That's
8, 9,
great information.
Well, I'm going to post it, and it's posting all the time. That's what we do.
DeMark stuff costs you a few grand a month.
Well, this doesn't cost you anything.
Well,
Repeats
I'm just saying. Okay.
No, I'm sorry, Coach.
I'm just telling you, whoever uses his stuff, it's not cheap.
No, so anybody, it's all I follow. What do I follow? 60 people. Go and follow who I follow. They're the best of breeds. Briefing.com for even the newcomers. They give you a nice dissertation. What's on the wires? Read a little bit of the story. Just double click it. And it says, what's on the wires today? I don't know why it's taking so long. Right here. What's on the wire? So read a couple of stories. I mean, it's free, briefing.com. It'll give you what's movers. Royal Gold provides updates. It gives you all the movers. That's just one of them. Go to Harris Market Trends. Go to US Market News, a free site that gives you all upgrades and downgrades. Win was just downgraded to sell after that type of move. So what?
Yeah, it had a huge move.
It did have
all the casinos.
You know what?
Yeah.
I tried to short it yesterday, and I covered it, and I said I'm not going to keep doing this. There's the move today. I'm just mentioning it. You know what it says to me? That when it was downgraded to sell and it shrugged off and it broke a new high, it's a product of how the market is, not how Win is.
Exactly.
That's all.
Great point. We should wrap it on that.
We're going to wrap it.
That the market can overwhelm with its own momentum, individual price action at times. So, yeah,
better than I could put it.
And difference between pros and amateurs are pros know how to lose, so they have money left to be right with. So
you need a chip in a chair. Without a chip, you got nothing.
Yeah. So work on your risk management skills, everybody. Mike and I will be back with you guys tomorrow. Come and join us here in our main trading room. Check out TradeGATEHub. See if your broker spreads are tighter. Huge or large accounts over 100,000 can negotiate that spread. And that's going to be a wrap for me, Mike.
Me too, Coach. Thanks for tuning in. I look forward to it. It keeps me sharp every day. When I speak to somebody like a high level like you or any of your guests, it makes me a better person and wants to make me get better. Thank you as well.
Okay, buddy.
Cheers.
So there we go. Mike and Dale show.
Have a good day.
To be in the